Hello there. We didn't see you. We were too busy reading.
Nerd is the new sexy.
Hey, all you sexy nerds. Grizzly McBee here, and we are doing another video podcast. Season 5, episode 82. 82. It's a pretty big number. But I'm not alone today. Today, I'm joined with...
Minder! Thanks, Chris.
So it is just the two of us today, and True and Wyld are super busy trying to make that money. Super busy. So what is our topic today, Minder?
Our topic today is going to be books that we want into movies. And there are a lot of book nerds out there, so it's not just, comic books or video games or anything. Books are just as important.
Yes, they are.
Here's my nerd news. I went and saw Infinity War last night. I know I'm a week late from, everybody basically going to see it, having to hide from social media, which I don't care. I don't care about spoilers. I'm an asshole to my husband. So I tell him things that I read. But fuck that movie. That's all I have to say is fuck that movie. It was so good, but fuck it. I lost a piece of my soul. My heart was ripped out three times. I'm gonna go with 3 because that was my feelings.
3 times?
3 times. 3 times. The last time, I'm sure everybody knows that has seen it, which one, the last one that ripped my heart out. I was crying like a fucking baby in the theater next to some guy I didn't know and my poor husband. And there were multiple times where watching it, my claws dug into my husband because I'm like, oh shit. So good movie. If you haven't seen it, go see it. I'm pretty sure next year we're all going to get our hearts ripped out again and stomped on. But I mean, obviously you have to see it. But oh my god, fuck that movie. So good. But fuck that movie. Also fucking hate how Scarlett Johansson has blonde hair in the movie. And we all know how I feel about her. No. And it is not jealousy, because even the dude that we were sitting next to in the theater was asking me, no, it is not jealousy. I do not think that she was a good casting for Black Widow. She is not. And then where the fuck were their accents in this movie? Like, that's where I'm at. I'm done. Wanda didn't have her accent. Scarlett Johansson didn't give a shit.
Scarlett Johansson has to be redhead.
No, she's blonde. She is blonde. Like, did she throw a fit and say, I don't want to be a redhead anymore? I want to be blonde? That's so stupid. Like, and then, no. Like, she just, no. Thank God she didn't have very big parts in that movie, because I was just, every time I saw her, I was like, ugh. That's what I was doing in the theater. But, no, horrible casting decision, in my opinion. But, you got to take the bad with the good. But yeah, go see that movie.
Now, one of the books I'm going to talk about is actually just released last month or the month before, and it's actually going to become a movie. Already got a star cast. Super excited. Super excited.
When is it supposed to go into theaters?
No clue.
Okay, so it's in production then.
My guess is early 2019. Early next year.
It's not bad. It's not a long wait.
It is a long wait if you are a fan of the Meg series.
Dun, dun, dun! And who is the author?
The author is Stephen Alton.
Okay.
There are, 5 books in this series? 2, 4, 5. There are 5 books in this series.
Okay.
I am really interested to see how they're going to do it. If you're not familiar with the Meg series, it is about the discovery of the megalodon in current times.
Ah.
You thought Jaws was scary? Jaws was, what, like 30 foot long?
Yeah, the megalodon is huge.
70 plus.
Oof.
70 foot plus. And later on, through the book series, they find other aquatic animals,
Okay.
fish, that were believed to be extinct hundreds of millions of years ago, like the Dunkleosaurus.
So it's kind of like Jurassic Park meets Jaws, kind of.
Jurassic Park meets Jaws meets the Terminator, pretty much.
Oh.
Since the main character in the movie, his name is Jonas Taylor.
Okay.
He will be played by Jason Statham.
Oh.
So it is going to be very interesting. I am super excited for this movie to come out.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds awesome. Who else is like in the star cast?
That is the only name that I know of for sure. There's others I know. I have no clue who they are.
Okay.
I've never heard their names before. And off the top of my head, I could not tell you what those names are.
Fair enough.
But I am super excited to watch this movie.
Okay. So how long has it took you to read the series?
Well, I just recently got the last book. I read these probably 6-7 years ago.
Okay.
They're pretty fast reads. I mean, this one's got like 600 pages. Now it's 400.
Oh yeah.
430 pages. I read it for like 4 hours last night. I'm already on page 190. So it's a fast read. You get into the story very well. Just like with the Harry Potters, how they're such a fast, easy read.
Yeah, and you're not a reader either.
I am not a reader. I am not. If you watch any of our podcasts at all, you'll know I am not a reader. But if I get into a book that has a story that I am fascinated with, it is hard for me to put that book down. I will continue reading until I am done.
Well, I think that's how it should be. I mean, that's the whole purpose of a book. Like, obviously, if it grasps your attention, that's what makes reading fun, because then it's like you're almost watching a movie inside your head.
Exactly. Like, I used to go to the beach all the time, and I love going out into the surf.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Jaws, didn't bother me. I read the first Meg book, and I was like, yep, nope, never going in the water again. Not gonna happen.
Fair enough.
So, I mean, I think you would really enjoy these books.
I think so too, because actually just you saying it, I'm just like, ooh.
Oh yeah. Action, adventure. I mean, it kind of, you remember watching the movie Sin City?
Yeah.
How it kind of jumped from one character to another.
Okay, so what are the names of the books? Like, what's the first one?
Okay. So, let me pop this bad boy open real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So, the first one is just called Meg, the novel of deep terror.
Okay.
That's when they first discover the megalodon. Okay.
I get the name now. I get the title name.
Are you serious? It took you that long? Meg. Yeah, megalodon.
I get it now. Okay.
Okay. The second book is Meg the Trench.
Okay.
When they're exploring the Mariana Trench more in depth.
Okay.
Then it's Meg Primal Waters, Meg Hell's Aquarium, and then Meg Night Stalkers, which is the last book that I'm reading right now.
Okay.
And then it'll lead up to one of the main characters going into that situation or going into that location.
Okay.
And it does actually give some historical references
Okay.
within the book. Like it mentions the history of whaling off the eastern coast of Japan,
Okay.
which is well known, well documented. It's got the name of the city that, little fishing village, whatever, in Japan that, was one of the first whaling communities. And it goes into a little bit of that, and then it ties into the story. So I really like these books. This series of books, I would have to say, is top 3 series of books I've ever read.
Harry Potter being the first.
Yeah. On the topic of Harry Potter, I'm now year 2 in the mobile app.
He's beating me, people. He's beating me.
And she was playing a week before I downloaded it.
Well, life gets in the way.
I know. The way that it's written, masterpiece.
Yeah.
The megalodons are asexual.
Okay.
Because they've been, in this underwater, like under the ocean floor, heated ecosystem for millions of years. And because there was so shortage of food, they had to, in a sense, cannibalize themselves.
Ooh.
So there are not very many male megalodons.
Because females rock.
Well, and the fact that females are 30 feet longer and 20 tons heavier than the males. Yeah. So they're asexual and they don't need a male to reproduce.
So they are a strong, independent woman.
That
don't need no man.
So it's kind of hinting at the fact, from what I've read so far, that the twin sisters that have gotten out and have caused hell may have had a herd of pups.
A herd of pups.
Yeah.
Is that like the proper term analogy for baby megalodons?
Baby sharks are considered pups. Yes.
Okay, good. Just making sure.
I like sharks.
Okay. Rawr.
They taste delicious. There could be a 6th book. Yeah. I would love to see all of the books turned into movies. I cannot wait to see how the Meg movie comes out and how it's going to tie in.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. I'm very excited.
Sweet. Well, should I do my book?
Yep. You do one of your books now.
I have so many books that I want in the movies. I originally picked 2, but then I was like, no, there's one more, because it was like, okay. All right. So this one is kind of like generally like on the lines of like all nerdum. The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. It is basically a smorgasbord of like say Harry Potter meets Lord of the Rings. And
Nice.
so yeah, like I mean you even have like a map in here. Like come on.
Nice.
It's a really freaking long book. It's like 722 pages for the first one. Basically how it starts out is that a scribe enters a bar and he is interviewing the bartender about like this great hero that they know of. Koth is his name. It's spelled really weird. And comes to find out that the scribe finds out that the bartender is him. And so basically then it's like backstory. He used to be like a gypsy and they traveled, and then his parents were murdered. And so as a child, like he swore to like basically get his vengeance. And, you know, he was an orphan, and this is like, you know, way back when, before, you know, like indoor plumbing.
So he was like the middle-aged Batman.
Yeah, pretty much. And then of course you have like all your supernatural things in there, like, you know, you have to use iron to defeat demons and like all this other stuff. So yeah, middle ages Batman. He puts himself through school, alchemy school, but of course he has to steal and, you know, whatnot. Actually, one of the professors in there that teaches him the name of the wind literally reminds me of Professor Snape, like flat out. Like that's all I can see. And I usually generally recommend this book to like all my book nerd friends, and I have never heard a negative thing about these books. Like more like, oh my god, when is he writing another one? He did finally release the second book, The Wise Man's Fear, which is up there. But now we're waiting for the third book. But Patrick Rothfuss is taking forever. And so he's basically like a George R.R. Martin.
Well, since you have 3 books and I have 2 series of books, why don't you go ahead with your next one?
Okay. So I am a big horror fan. Like just the whole horror thriller genre. Definitely Stephen King, Dean Koontz. But I really love Joe Hill. And Joe Hill is actually Stephen King's son. And he is the one who wrote the book Horns, which they made the movie, and Daniel Radcliffe displayed his amazing American accent and amazing butt in the movie. The reason why I like Joe Hill is because he is definitely his father's son, but definitely uses a lot more pop culture references. I'm pretty sure him and J.K. Rowling are on a best friends basis because he's always referencing her or Harry Potter. No, don't say that. No. But this is definitely one of my favorite books. He's definitely like his father, where all his books tie into one another. And which,
nice. Okay.
Yeah, and actually because of this book, Stephen King's sequel to The Shining, Dr. Sleep, ties into this book. It is called Nosferatu. Basically, what happens is that your characters in here, I can't remember her name, Victoria. She gets a bike as a child, and then when she rides it, or like she thinks it's like the bridge that she goes through, takes her into a different dimension. So everything is completely different. She ends up encountering this villain called Charlie Max. And ultimately what happens is he kidnaps children and takes them to Christmas land. Very fucked up. And it's just, and so basically she has to battle him. She battled him as a child, and as an adult, she has to go up against him and try to defeat him. And his portal is his car. And all the children in Christmas land are dead. So super creepy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's dark.
It's very dark. And you like horror, right?
As long as it's not a game.
A game? Oh.
Or a movie.
I didn't think. Okay, well, this is an easy read. I would suggest you to read it too.
Okay.
One of my other favorite authors, Neil Gaiman, has he definitely approves of this. Neil Gaiman is the one who did American Gods and Norse mythology and Coraline.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, Joe Hill, Neil Gaiman, Stephen King, all my favorite authors.
Nice. So the books you're talking about are just single book sets, right?
They are, but
okay.
Again, they all tie into other books. Like Joe Hill also has another book called Heart-Shaped Box, and there is a reference from Nosferatu in there as well. And Heart-Shaped Box is a really good book too.
Okay.
Definitely dark as well. His newest one was The Fireman, which I couldn't wait to get. That one's not so much dark, but definitely like apocalyptica type, like, you know, like the healthy ones versus the infected ones against each
Okay.
other.
Okay.
Yeah. Apocalypse. Popcalypse, right?
Popcalypse.
A popcalypse.
Wow. You are too much sometimes.
It's really early.
You're an hour ahead of me. I worked 12 hours. Like you got to sleep.
I don't mean nothing. No, we are not sponsored by Red Bull. I'm just got a caffeine addiction. Okay.
Canada Dry, if you're looking to sponsor somebody, we're willing to take that sponsorship.
Or Red Bull, you know, because I got my wings.
God damn it, Minder.
I know. Do you want to do your next series?
Okay, so my next series, yes, it is another series of books. It is the Artemis Fowl series. It's a preteen kids read.
So
damn good book.
Young adult books, right? YA books.
Yeah, yes.
I'm a sucker for those.
Written by Ian Colfer. I would have to say this set of books is, in my opinion, equal with the Harry Potter.
Okay, that's
there are
a bold statement.
There are 8 books, and the main character is a young boy. I can't remember his name. It's been like, I don't know, 8-9 years since I read those books. But he is beyond rich. His dad was like a evil kingpin or something like that in Ireland or Scotland, and he has a bodyguard whose name is Butler. Big retired military dude. This kid's an evil genius.
Okay.
He creates things, and his whole thing is he is trying to find proof and out the fairy community, as in actual fairies, pixies, trolls, goblins.
All the lore in Ireland?
Yes. Now, his arch nemesis is an LEP officer.
Okay.
She's a part of the Leprechaun Patrol.
I was going to say, like, Leprechaun officer, Lep Patrol.
Yeah, it's LEP Recon.
Okay.
Is the unit he's in. It took me until like book 3 is like, oh shit, that says Leprechaun.
I got that. Just like,
yeah.
I didn't get Meg, but I got Lep.
yeah. So yeah, he invents things that makes it to where he can see what isn't meant to be seen.
Ooh, so like spectacles?
No, the fairies.
Yeah, but like, does he like invent like, spectacles so he can see the fairies?
Oh yeah, spectacles, goggles,
Spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch.
Weapons that take them out. They can take them out.
You didn't get that, did you?
Yeah, I did. I ignored it.
Okay, weapons.
He pretty much goes to war with
changelings.
The fairy community, the fairy world,
Are there changelings?
The underworld. No, they're not changelings.
But there's changelings in the fairy world.
Well, not in that one. Not in that world. But he ended up going to war with them. Then he ends up becoming their greatest ally to save them.
Okay.
From other creatures within their realm. It's after reading the first book, I wanted it to become a movie so bad.
So, who would you cast as the main character?
As the main character, it's a younger kid. I'm
thinking Stranger Things casting.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was thinking either one of them or, oh God, what's that kid's name from I See Dead People?
Haley Joel Osment? He's like old and fat now.
If he was younger though, like if he was that age.
Oh, well, that was his one trick pony. Now he's just like done.
Yeah, but he's still rich.
Kind of. I think his sister's a little bit more successful. I don't know. I was thinking of what's his name from Stranger Things.
Dustin.
You think Dustin would be good?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I need to read these books. I need to get on it. Oh, my husband's gonna hate me after this podcast because I'm like, hey, guess what?
I just ordered $1,000 worth of books.
I just need 12 more books right now. Oh God, he's like, you have so many books. Yeah, but I want to read these ones. Not to mention what's on my Kindle.
You'd need 13 books.
I thought it was 5 and 8.
Yeah, that's 13. You better leave that in. You better leave that in.
I am so. I told you I'm not really a morning person.
But yeah, in my opinion, the Artemis Fowl books are right up there with the Harry Potter books.
Okay, well, I'm a big fan of like lore and like all like fantasy and all that stuff too. So that sounds right up my alley.
Oh yeah, when it gets to there's one character in the series. His name is Foley. He's a centaur. He is like the IT guru for the fairy world.
Cool.
And while I was reading these books, the one person that kept popping into my head was Wyld.
Could you imagine Wyld as a centaur?
That's why it was so hilarious. That's why it was so hilarious.
Oh my God! Like I just see him with like a gray body. He's gonna hate us. He is going to hate us.
Yeah, like it goes in depth with description of the characters.
Okay.
Like in depth. Kind of like how in the book, how it in depth described Hermione, Ron, Harry, Hagrid.
So
It
basically,
does
written very well.
very, very, very well. Yes.
How do I not know of these books? This is why we do these things, because then we just like, ooh. That was me
See,
squawking ideas.
it was rumored that they were going to be filming it in the UK, which I thought, okay, cool. It's eventually going to come to the US.
Yeah.
This was like 5 years ago.
So maybe
Still nothing.
we should sign a petition.
I have twice.
Okay, well, let me read these books first, and then I'll get my.
Yeah. No, I went online, went to all the blog sites, everything. I was like, nope, here's my signature. This needs
Oh,
to get
you were
done.
serious? I thought you were like
I did.
joking.
No, I was serious about those books. I wanted them to be movies.
Okay, that's really cool. So,
Yeah,
okay, so definitely read those books, people.
definitely. Artemis Fowl, written by Ian Colfer.
Okay.
Now your last book.
Oh.
Yep, now your last book.
My fucking reviews are so lame. I'm just like, meh, 2 minutes. I almost feel like I have to redo it again. I'm sorry. Because, like, I'm like, oh, who do you imagine the casting? And I'm all like, meh. I don't know. Okay. Okay. So, my last book that I would like to be put into a movie, my best friend, hi, best friend, actually told me to read this book. It is called The Historian by Elizabeth Kostova, right?
Let me see it again. Kostova, yeah. Either way we pronounce it, it's going to wind up wrong.
I know.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
So,
Elizabeth K.
yeah. Okay. So, The Historian by Elizabeth Kostova.
There
Okay.
you go.
Got the name. All right. So, basically, I mean, obviously, it's a huge book. The Historian, what do you think, it kind of means? History. I don't know if anyone. Art, yeah. Yeah, there's some art there. I don't know if anyone's like big history nerds. History was not really my thing in high school, but as I've grown, I tend to like really enjoy history. Basically, what happens is I'm just gonna go cut to the chase. Vampires are still real. Done. Like that's
Knew it.
well, duh, everything's real, but that's another nerd rant for me. But no, seriously. So what happens is it starts out with what is her fucking name? Why do I do
Victoria.
this? Huh?
Huh?
What?
You can
Oh,
do
okay.
this. I believe in you.
Okay. So you don't really know her name, basically. I mean, so what happens is like her father disappears. And there's like a note like to my successor, like this is my oh god, like this is my research, this is what I'm doing. He had like a partner in college, like he had a college professor partner. I mean, he ends up disappearing. There's like a little trace of blood. So basically, what she does is she finds out like all these letters of her father. And basically, her father's like Vlad the Impaler is still alive. That like these monks were hiding him and all this stuff. So basically, she has to like she is going through libraries, researching as much as she can. She goes to the Ottoman, to Hungary. Like she is traveling and finding all these clues. And because she believes that Vlad has her father. So, I mean, this book, you're just like, oh shit. Like everything that she finds. And I'm a little upset at the ending, but it is definitely an amazing book. I kind of see like the main character as like Mila Jovovich. What's her name?
I know who you're talking about.
From Resident Evil and Multipass.
All the rest is written.
Multipass? Fifth Element. So from Resident Evil and Fifth Element, I see her as being what? What?
Yeah, Fifth Element.
Multipass. Which we have a multipass downstairs. But I just see her being like the main character because she's got that like elegant beauty. Oh, which she is being fed on too in the book. Like in the middle of the night, like shit goes down. But I just
I'd feed off Mila.
what? Yeah, you would too, wouldn't you?
Hell yeah, I would. I'd even let her beat my ass.
Well, I just see her as like that elegant beauty because she is very pretty.
She is very beautiful. Yes, she is.
She is, and you can tell that she's just super smart. Like she would be like, and then of course she's a badass. So when she needs to be a badass, she's a badass. But she's just really pretty, and that's just and like just really like she just looks intelligent. I feel like she would be the perfect character for this book. As far as like Vlad goes, Dracula, Jakor, whatever, Dracula. I don't know, as long as I don't use anyone sparkling or Stuart Townsend. What?
You said sparkly.
Well, I mean, I enjoyed the Twilight books because I am a young adult whore. I love young adult books, but you don't make vampires sparkle. They don't sparkle.
Unless they're on fire.
Exactly. Vampires are my favorite lore, so which I know Hollywood has completely made everything wrong, but that's pretty much all I have is vampire books. But yeah, that is definitely like one book I want to see into a movie because it is just you hit the ground running and you're just like, holy crap. I mean, it's a big book, but at the same time, it's really good. You won't regret it. It's only 642 pages, though. It's intimidating looking. But I downloaded it on my Kindle and I went through it and I loved it so much that I had to buy a physical copy.
Well, that's smaller than the biggest Harry Potter book that I read in 3 days. I need to make a quick correction. Okay. We're recording this 9 a.m. on Sunday morning. I got off of a 12-hour shift 2 hours ago. Okay. Minder is not a morning person. I was talking about the Artemis Fowl books, and I could not remember the main character's name because I'm an idiot.
I can't
His name is Artemis Fowl.
Oh my God. Guys, we are so sorry. But at least you can laugh at our...
We usually do the recordings late at night when we're all awake, not early in the morning when we all want to be asleep. So we're trying new things in this new season.
Yeah. But I think everybody kind of likes seeing from our episode 81. I feel like everybody is like really enjoying the whole video podcasting.
Oh yeah, we've got a lot of feedback, not just on the video, but on our Facebook. We got messages about how they really enjoyed the video podcast compared to just the audio podcast. But at the same time, we do still have a lot of people that listen just to the audio because we do still post that on Newgrounds.
Yeah, we have a big fan base there. Surprisingly, everybody was waiting for it. Like, I mean, it went up. And a few minutes, like everybody was on it. A part of this whole morning AM podcast, obviously my third book I was a little bit more into, and I figured out who I wanted to play my characters. That was just me warming up of being, like, okay, I'm a morning person now, let's go. I don't know.
She got halfway through a Red Bull and she's like, let's do this. Let's do
Like,
it.
I'm sitting here and it hits.
Now, there is one book that we both agreed on that we want to see become a movie.
Should I grab it?
And that book
Ready?
is The Cursed Child.
Hold it up. Oh, you don't have cover. Okay.
I took the cover off because I always mess them up.
Okay, whatever.
Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. It is a screenplay.
And then people are going to sit there and there's like this big debate of, oh, it's canon and all this stuff. I don't give a fuck. Just give us another fucking book, another movie, something, anything. Like,
exactly.
Like, kind of clean it up a little bit at least. But just give us a movie. Hi, baby.
I want to see Professor Longbottom. I want to see Professor Longbottom.
Although there is one big problem. Snape.
Yeah. He's not there.
That is why we're not getting a movie. Rest in peace, Alan Rickman. But us Potterheads would like to see that as a movie. Even though it's not feasible. We got all excited and then we went.
What we need to do is they need to have Harry Potter with a tattoo of Snape.
Why?
Like a magical tattoo. Like.
Are you awake?
Not really, no.
Way to go, Grizz.
I've been up since 10 o'clock yesterday morning.
Yeah, because I talked. Did I?
23. You messaged me at like 11:30.
No, it was prior.
Yesterday.
In the morning?
No, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I talked to you all a lot. I mean, True was annoying me today.
Okay. So with the last podcast, it's been asked a lot if Minder annoys the hell out of us.
I think you all love me.
Of course we do. The only time I hear from you is when you're like, okay, so this is what happened. This is awesome. What are your thoughts? Or, we're talking about a project, for either your Manic Minder Mondays or whatever you guys are calling it these days, or, other projects that we're working on. And, it's a real joy. It's nice having a nerdy female around that we can bounce things off of so that we don't get in trouble with YouTube or Facebook or Twitter.
Well, and then also I think we're all just good friends. Like,
well, definitely.
Like,
and
three of you I haven't physically met in person, but like you're all have a special place in my heart and my friends.
Oh, definitely. And I know I haven't talked to you or Gambit about it yet, but I have talked with Wyld and True about once we hit a certain level.
You talked to me about it.
About you flying out to California and us doing like a 24-hour live stream?
Yeah, you talked to me about it.
Okay. I must have been drinking that day.
No. Oh, Gambit will come. We'll just put him in the suitcase if he doesn't want to. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to fight that guy. Nope.
It's got to be a metal suitcase that he can't break out of.
No, I'm pretty sure Gambit wouldn't have an issue.
Yeah.
It'd be a nice little family vacation for all of us. Since time is getting away from us and Grizzly has to go to sleep and I have to go adult and be a mom and all that stuff.
I have to go hibernate.
He has to go hibernate. That is the end of episode 82. I am definitely going to go buy some books. And hope you enjoyed it. If you have any book recommendations for us, please leave
Let
comments.
us know your thoughts on the books. If you have recommendations, let us know.
We'd like to hear it because we love reading.
Yes, we do.
It's how you sharpen your mind.
Yeah, with a pencil.
Anyways, give us some feedback if you have any podcast ideas or just recommendations. Want us to do some reviews? Leave us some comments. Until then, all you nerds out there, stay sexy.
Always.
Bye. This week's podcast is brought to you by the letter C. C for centaur.